I ranked male Canon events. By Ahmad. Let's tap in. Let's see what we got. Yeah, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, RushMoreRick. We growing so fast. We growing.
Male Canon events. If you clicked on this video, I'm pretty sure you already know what these are. Certain events every guy goes through, or at least most of us. The struggles, the embarrassments, the character development, all of it. And today, boys and girls, I'm gonna be ranking these Canon events.
I like to think as male Canon events. Really, I don't like to they put male in front of it, because Canon events happen for everybody. But you know what I'm saying, we are males over here. You know what I'm saying, we're on that side. So I say all that to say, the male Canon event is just, it's like a unskippable cutscene. You know what I'm saying? It's an unavoidable time period in your life where you're going to go through something that's either going to change you for the better or it's going to change you for the worse. You know, like these are things, could be like your first high school crush, your first, you know what I'm saying, breakup, your first job, your first paycheck, your first college experience, like, you know what I'm saying, just general things that you go through as a man. You know what I'm saying? Your first time touching yourself. You know what I'm saying? Your first introduction to that magical feeling of you know what I'm saying, exploding, for lack of better terms. But yeah, just things you go through as a man that ultimately they have the power to change the trajectory of your life if you allow it.
It's based on how valuable and important they are for us men to experience. And if you're a girl watching this, I mean, I don't know why you're here, but welcome anyway. From 3 a.m. motivation all the way to fumbling a baddie. All of us guys have gone through at least some of these Canon events. And if you haven't, you will. So sit back, relax, and let's get into today's video. Also hit that like and subscribe button while you're here. I know you haven't done it yet, so
yeah, do it.
First, we have being publicly embarrassed. It hits every single one of us, bro. Whether it's stuttering during a class presentation, your voice cracking at the worst time possible, or even just tripping in front of a crowd randomly. Public embarrassment is inevitable. It's a Canon event and nobody escapes it.
I think the worst type of public embarrassment, like, to me, had to do anything related to getting up in front of the class. Like literally anything. Like, I remember in science where we had to make projects and then you had to fucking go up in front of, like, to me that always seemed excessive, because one, you're making me create a project, and then on top of that, the creation that I fucking created, that everybody has eyes in here, we all can see what I made, I gotta go up and go into full detail, full explanation, fully elaborate what the fuck I just came up with at 12 in the morning the night before, because I told my mom about the project last minute. You know what I'm saying? Just stuff like that just seems so, you know what I'm saying, it just seems so embarrassment driven. And I get it. They're trying to get you to be comfortable with not only public speaking, but getting out of your comfort zone, putting you know what I'm saying, getting you accustomed to standing up in front of a group of people that you may or may not like, and, you know what I'm saying, talking. Essentially, that's what it just seems like. You're just talking in front of people. But at the same time, I feel like that shit is like, all right, if the project is talking, let me talk. But if the project is me creating something, and then that's the main focal point, because that shit'll be like 80 to 70% of the grade itself, just creating the shit. Then the other 20 to 30% of the project is just me fucking you're rating me, you're judging me on my ability to speak about the shit that I created. It seems kind of pointless to me. I don't know.
And this one isn't even just for males, like this could go for females as well. Unless you totally isolate yourself from society as a whole, which is a lot easier said than done, trust me, you're going to embarrass yourself, at least at some point in life. I remember one time in high school, specifically during my driver's ed days, I was sitting alone outside, minding my business, you know, just sitting on my phone, probably doom scrolling. And I noticed these guys waving me over. Full hand motions, the whole yo come over here energy. See, I thought they were calling me over. I was confused, but I started walking toward them anyway. Halfway there, someone zooms past me, literally sprints over to them. And that's when it hit me. They weren't calling me over, bro. They were calling him.
Damn.
So now I'm just standing there in the middle of the school courtyard looking dumb as freak, having to awkwardly reverse walk back to my spot where I was sitting at before.
That's one of them things you low key, you can't even play that shit off either. Like I ain't gonna, that is a top that is one of the top tier most embarrassing things that you can experience in the public eye. Because even though we all know everybody's not staring at you, nobody gives a fuck about you, gang. You're ultimately not that important because everybody's the main character to their story. But that is one of the most embarrassing things where you see somebody waving in your vicinities and you don't see nobody out your peripheral to your left or your right. It's just you there. So you think that they're waving at you. And then you wave back whole time. They're not even waving at you. Or somebody, like you said, somebody calls you over. Or you think they calling you over. And then you put in your effort to get halfway there just for the nigga or the person in general who they're actually waving at to literally just go right past you. And now you're literally just stuck in the middle. You're out of position. You're out of the spot that you walked from. And not even just like 2 or 3 steps removed, gang. You're like damn way halfway there. Like that shit is one of the it just gives you that damn like these niggas got me. They got me. I don't know.
And I know somebody saw me too. Oh, that was so cringe, bro. So cringe. Kind of hard to rank this one, but I'm gonna put public embarrassments in D tier.
I don't think public embarrassment is D tier. I believe that might be too low. Public embarrassment is up there because some people don't recover from that. You know what I'm saying? Some people go through something crazy, like some crazy publicly humiliating shit, and then that makes them a fucking introvert for life. They're not even willing to put themselves out there again just out of the fear of recreating that experience.
Because it's not a really good experience. In fact, it's quite the opposite. It's not a valuable experience if you ask me. I'm putting this at D tier. And speaking of embarrassment, with that one video I did a few weeks ago, yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. I was looking at the comments and wow,
man. Damn.
Y'all had one job. One job.
You had one job. Just the one?
Y'all did exactly what I told y'all not to do, bro.
I told you not to do that. You done knocked the fucking wind out of yourself.
Look, all I'm gonna say is that y'all suck, bro. Some of y'all freaking suck, bro. Y'all know who you are too. All right, next we got fumbling a baddie. This Canon event right here is as old as time itself and will really have you looking like Miguel O'Hara from Spider-Verse.
I don't like the thing fumbling a baddie. I genuinely don't, because I don't think it's more complex than that. It's more deeper than just you know what I'm saying, you get your first bad bitch, you lose her, life is over. It's deeper than that. I believe you truly feel, you know what I'm saying, the true Canon event when you fumble your first good woman in general. Like your first good woman, the first woman that you know what I'm saying, you can talk to about anything. You can like go to about anything. She can go to you about anything. You feel at peace when you're around her. You know what I'm saying? She does something to your life that you know what I'm saying, most people can't. You know what I'm saying? You get a feeling of that just euphoria when you're around that person. You just feel like that's your person, whether you are dating, whether you are best friends or whatever. You know what I'm saying? When you lose that first good woman, gang, that shit sets you back mentally, like a few points. You know what I'm saying? It genuinely sets you back, because not only you're after you finally crawl out of that cave of depression, that sadness, that, you know what I'm saying, that guilt, you're going to get back out there. You're going to start dating again. You're going to start meeting people again, making new connections, making new friends. And you're going to be searching for something in all of these people, whether you admit it or not. You're going to be searching for something in all of these people that you come across, just to find ultimately that they come up short every time, because that person that you lost, that good woman or that good man, they become the bar. They become your standard. And most people that you meet, they're not gonna like, and it's not their fault, but some people just suck. They're not gonna live up to that standard. You know what I'm saying? You just like you may not live up to like that good person, that good man or that good woman in their life and that they're searching for. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people just don't measure up. So that's the thing. When you lose that first good woman, that first good man that you didn't really have to mold into, you know what I'm saying, this thing that could love you, this thing that could nurture you, this thing that could care for you. It was all effortless, you know? They just seemed to come equipped with the abilities that suited your emotional needs perfectly, and you suited theirs for the time being. But once you lose that first good person, gang, it's like you lose a piece of yourself. It is what it is though, right?
Like, seriously. But this is something I personally believe all guys should experience, at least to some degree in their life. It hurts, but it also builds character, if you know what I mean. I speak from experience. I'm not going to talk about this one too much because, I mean, it's a pretty known canon event. But I'm going to put fumbling a baddie at A tier. It's an A tier experience, I think.
Yeah, definitely A or S tier, because like I said, and like think about like every canon event is literally designed to make or break you. It's either going to make you better or it's gonna make you worse. And you don't want it to make you worse. But some niggas lose the woman of their dreams and they just die inside. Literally. So I do believe that is an A or S tier thing that everybody should experience. That's like the closest thing to true love, if you want to say that. Like you feel like you've experienced true love in that aspect.
It sucks. I freaking hate it when it happens, but it's necessary, you know? I think it's necessary for building character. We all must experience loss, if you know what I mean.
We all have to experience loss.
So yeah, A tier. 3 a.m. motivation. Woo-wee! I'm not gonna lie, y'all. 3 a.m. motivation is one of the best male canon events known to mankind. You're up late at night, sitting there staring at your ceiling or something, and then out of nowhere, that 3 a.m. motivation hits you like a power up, bro.
I'm not gonna lie. I think 3 a.m. motivation is one of the worst, one of the worst male canon events to ever fucking exist. And I'm gonna explain why. The 3 a.m. motivation is designed for you to look at all the things that's going wrong in your life, all the things that could be going better, all the things that you know that you should not be doing, or things that you should be doing that you're not doing. It's all hitting you at once at 3 a.m. And quite frankly, gang, what can you change about your life at 3 a.m? Realistically, this thing is designed to just make it's just an eye-opening experience. And it's like, what, most niggas got all these problems, and then when that 3 a.m. motivation hit, you think doing fucking 15 push-ups is gonna fix it? You think when you get that fucking 3 a.m. motivation and you bust out a few push-ups, you bust out a few fucking ab crunches or whatever, you think that's gonna fix the fact that you owe fucking $400 on your car payment by next week? You ain't you know what I'm saying? Like, I despise 3 a.m. motivation because I was somebody that always had it. You know what I'm saying? Like, not always had it, but I had it more times than not. Like, whenever things were going wrong and it's just like I have a moment of quietness in my brain, that 3 a.m. motivation hit, and I'm just stuck here thinking about all the shit that I need to get done, all the things that I need to dedicate time to, that I've been avoiding, that I've been putting off. And gang, quite frankly, I can't fix that in 24 to 48 hours. I just can't. I just hate that it pops in my brain all at once. And now I got a whole bunch of different projects that I'm like trying to manage, trying to cater to when I'm just one person. The 3 a.m. motivation is a fucking lie. And that's where I'm gonna leave that at.
Suddenly you feel unstoppable. Like you could conquer the entire world, fix your life, start a business, hit the gym, clean your room, become a millionaire, rewrite your destiny before sunrise. And then
at breakfast time, when it's time, and you go fucking open your fridge after that 3 a.m. motivation, and you realize you only got fucking 3 hours of sleep after that. You go in your fridge and look for something to eat, and you ain't got shit in there. You know what I'm saying? That 3 a.m. motivation robbed you of sleep and just reminded you that you fucking hungry in the morning. That's literally what it did.
You wake up and forget it all happened. But still, it's a dangerous level of confidence, but it's so good, bro. I'm putting 3 a.m. motivation at a high S2 because it does hit, bro.
No.
It hits. One of the best male canon events of all time.
I feel like if that was genuinely S tier, then more good would come from the 3 a.m. motivation. The 3 a.m. motivation is what's that word I'm trying to use? It's recognized as just a feeling that comes and goes with no action behind it. Now, I'm not gonna be naive and say that nobody has ever fucking came out of a 3 a.m. motivation session with a whole fucking plan and guideline and outline of what they want to do for the next 3 to 6 months, like a whole trajectory. I'm not saying that. That probably does happen. But if we comparing it to the common human experience, most people have those flashes of confidence, of motivation at that time. And then when they, like he said, when they go to sleep and then wake back up, they don't even fucking remember. You know what I'm saying? They right back to scrolling on the hub first thing in the morning. They right back to fucking doing nothing, not having a plan. That's what most people do. That 3 a.m. motivation only comes when you know that you're just in a trajectory of your life where you're not on shit. You're not on anything. So your body and your mind is trying to remind you that you're destined for greater things. But most people, they just, that's just a feeling that comes and goes to them. They don't act on it. They don't put no plans behind it.
Am I glazing it too much? Maybe.
1,000%.
Most diabolical, the most dangerous, a beast slayer, a conqueror, the goat of all goats.
Getting friend zoned. Another canon event almost every man will face at some point. You think you might have a shot with a girl, you're hyping yourself up, imagining possibilities, believing you actually stand a chance with her. Until you get hit with the friend zone line.
I don't think getting friend zoned is that bad. And maybe this may just be like, if you get friend zoned a lot, maybe I haven't personally gotten friend zoned probably more than 2 to 3 times, and that's not even just like me trying to brag on myself. I don't be putting up enough shots to even get friend zone, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? I take highly accurate, wide open 3-pointers. That way, you know what I'm saying? I don't take contesteds. I don't take, you know what I'm saying, yellows. I don't take reds. I don't. You know what I'm saying? I take the smart shots. I settle for the bank shots. I'm Tim Duncan from the field, if I do say so myself. But even if I did, I just don't think getting friend zoned is that bad. You know what I'm saying? If you like a girl more than she likes you, I would take, like, she likes you so somewhat to the point where she's able to be your friend. If a girl just ultimately don't like you at all, she don't want to date you, she don't want to be your friend, she's ghosting you, cutting you off, not hitting you back, like, gang, I'm not gonna lie, that's even worse. That is even worse. To me, in my eyes, that is worse. I would rather okay, I'll just like you as a friend. That's cool. We can be friends. There's nothing wrong with friends. But if she don't want to be your friend, she don't want to be with you at all, she don't want to talk to you, I can't. Me personally, I think that sounds like the lesser of two evils. Did I say that right? I don't know.
Whether it's "you're like a brother to me," or this one's good, or "I think we're better as friends." Ooh, that one stings right there. Ooh, I just felt it just saying it out loud.
Nah, I don't think that stings. I just don't.
I already have tons of stories where I got friend zone on the channel, so I'm not even gonna try and do a story time on this one. But yeah, getting friend zone, I'm gonna put that on C tier. Because I mean, it's not the worst experience in the world, but it does suck.
Friend zone.
Exactly.
Friend zone. Friend zone. Friend zone.
Why is he saying friend zone?
Finding out the family lore. This is definitely one that happens to like 90% of us. You're chilling with your nice, innocent grandpa, the man who couldn't hurt a fly, honestly. The dude falls asleep watching the news, like, that's him. And then you hear the backstory, the real lore, the before he became a peaceful old man story. And then out of nowhere, you learn this man was out here in a gang shootout with the Akatsuki, moving out here like he was the Punisher or something. And then you're sitting there like, damn! I'm obviously exaggerating a bit, but you know what I mean. Finding out the family lore really does change things. The moment you learn what your relatives were actually doing before you were born, it shifts the way you see them.
Nah, I don't even think is to me, this may not be that deep of a thing. Like the whole family lore thing. Maybe I don't come from a family like he said that was out here with fucking mob ties, out here with the fighting fucking gunfire with the KKK. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I just didn't have that. Maybe some people do, but even at the same time, I feel like that's one of the things that's inevitable. It's not a canon event. When you get older and you start to see the world, you start to understand people, you start to understand how the world works, and you finally are able to remove those titles. You know what I'm saying? And you got to understand, people are people. That's one thing that I've always grown to understand. People are always going to be people, whether it's your grandma, whether it's your mom, your sister, whoever in your fucking family tree. Everybody's capable of doing some highly diabolical shit. You know what I'm saying? It just ultimately depends on if their back is against the wall or not. You know what I'm saying? If niggas are desperate, they're going to do crazy shit. And I'm not just saying like the craziest stories come from when your families have moments of desperation. No, but that leads to it. But you just got to understand that regardless if it's your fucking grandma or your mom, you know what I'm saying? You truly don't see every action in their life, and they're not going to tell you everything. But when certain shit come out, it's just like when you get to a certain age, you're like, I understand, or I'm not surprised, or that didn't really shock me, or you know what I'm saying? Maybe your mother is fucking Saint Teresa, and the first bad thing you hear, you just couldn't believe it. Oh my god. Oh my God, that's my mom. I've known my mom for what, 20, 26, 25 years of my life. And I've never expected her to be capable of doing some shit like that. Come on, gang, grow up. Gang. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Your mother done did some crazy shit to get her bills paid. I'm pretty sure at one point. I'm pretty sure. I could bet a toe on it.
Sometimes a little, sometimes a lot. Thankfully, the lore I've learned hasn't really changed how I much anyway. And of course, some of the family lore they tell you can be very heavily exaggerated too. Like, you know that one uncle or grandpa that will be like, back in my day, and they'll talk about walking to school as if it was going through the Shibuya arc from JJK. Like, bro, it was not that serious. Family lore be sounding like a whole anime season, when in reality, they probably just had one bad winter. Like, come on. I'm gonna put this canon event on B tier, because at the end of the day, it's cool finding out your family lore, you know? I definitely think it's something that, you know, you should find out.
But even with that being said though, that shit is not, I don't think that's that high. I think that's like, it's like D. Gotta be D tier. Because the family lore, if you don't allow it to, it's not gonna change like your family dynamics, you know what I'm saying, overnight. You know what I'm saying? Just because you found out something that you was never destined to find out, it ultimately don't matter because it don't affect your life personally. Unless it's something, I'm saying, you find out the lore is you fucking adopted. If that's the lore and that nigga's been lying to you your entire life, then yeah, that's S tier in your life. That might change everything. Ignore me. I'm just the guy that fucking reacts to shit. I don't know.
Getting a bad haircut. Now, I don't care if you're black, white, Mexican, Asian, mixed, or whatever. You've had to have gotten at least one bad haircut in your life. Like, unfortunately, it's just one of those things that is just inevitable in a man's life. And boy, does it suck. For me, it was getting a bald fade. I freaking hated getting that back in 6th grade, bro. For real, it sucked.
Nah, see, look, but you got a bald fade, gang. You didn't really suffer. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas weren't in fucking elementary school, middle school getting fades. No, we were just getting straight buzzes. And not even a buzz, gang. We were getting the one. You know what I'm saying? I used to dread going to the barbershop. Before I turned 12, every haircut was just like a primed humiliation ritual, because I was going in there. My barber Keith, he would ask me, what we doing for you today? He would look at me as no one, acting as if I fucking had the power. Gang, the $20 bill wasn't coming out of my pocket. No, it wasn't even 20. It was like 15. The $15 bill wasn't coming out of my pocket. It was coming from honchos. It was coming from dukes. So every time he looked at me, he said, "What we doing today?" I'm just staring at him, shivering, lip quivering like shit, because I already know what's coming. My mom gonna say from the other corner, "Oh, we're just doing a one. We're just doing a one today." And if y'all don't know, if you're unfamiliar with what a one is, gang, one is everything off your head. You barely even have a fucking hairline. You barely have a hairline, gang. I'm telling you, getting a haircut as a young boy was just straight humiliation ritual until I turned, I think, when I first got to 7th or 8th grade and I start, you know what I'm saying, getting a little taller, getting a little more bass in my voice. Shit was still squeaky, but I got a little bit more bass. You know what I'm saying? That's when I started, oh, let me get a taper. Let me get a fade. I start experimenting. Let me get a mohawk. Let me get a... I'm telling you, gang. Before you know what I'm saying, you gain consciousness to what's actually on your fucking cranium as you're roaming the earth, you're going to get that one and you're going to be extremely upset. Extremely.
I already talked about that though in another video, so if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It should be on the top right hand corner, I think. So yeah, go check it out. Anyway, I'm gonna put getting a bad haircut on D tier. It sucks, and there's really no plus or upside to it. Like, there's nothing to it, you know? Like, I get nothing from getting a bad haircut but like pain from looking in the mirror and getting roasted at the lunch table.
I messed up.
That's all I get from it. And last but not least, thinking you could get superpowers. Don't lie. As a kid,
I ain't gonna lie, that's not male canon event. That's not male canon event. That's just like you ever been in the shower and you point your hand under the water and then the water starts going individually off your fingertips? That's about the most extent of a superpower that I always thought I'd be able to get it. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm not the most imaginative person. Maybe I didn't grow up watching fucking Fairly Odd Parents thinking anything was possible. You know? But that's just that. These are your male canon events ranked in his order, not mine, because I think I disagree with a majority of them, but that's the beauty of life. You see things different. It's your boy RushMoreRick. If you enjoyed the reaction video, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and join me on the next one. We out here. Peace.